Michiganders, we cherish the Great Lakes. For many people, their favorite memories are of the water or beaches. Our Great Lakes are also important for Michigan's economy. Helping to keep the Great Lakes healthy for future generations is important. Michigan Sea Grant is dedicated to the protection and sustainable use of the Great Lakes and coastal resources. Our extension educators work with communities to make this happen. How do we do this? The National Sea Grant College Program is a network of 33 programs and is funded by the U.S. Department of Commerce and NOAA, matched by state resources.
So Sea Grant kind of arose from the land-grant model of colleges where every state had a land-grant university that dealt with mainly agriculture, but really all uses of the land and trying to sustain the uses of the land. So Sea Grant came from that model, developed along the coast, but also in the Great Lakes, where we think of ourselves as being one part of the coast, and so does NOAA, our sponsor. And as a result, we have extension educators, just like land-grant colleges do. We have research that we support. We have outreach and education to the communities. So we really function in much the same way as a land-grant institution, except our focus is on the coast and coastal resources.
We work alongside our MSU Extension colleagues and focus on Michigan's coastal communities.
What is the National Sea Grant Model? The National Sea Grant Model focuses on research, conducting outreach and education activities for the sustainable use of coastal, Great Lakes, and marine resources and the communities that depend upon them. In Michigan, we have 4 focus areas that we organize our activities around. They're healthy coastal ecosystems, sustainable fisheries and aquaculture, resilient communities and economies, and environmental literacy and workforce development.
We are a collaboration between MSU, who has extension educators, outreach programs, and a communications team, and the University of Michigan, who focuses more on administration, research, and also has a communications team.
Go Blue!
Go Sparty!
Universities do good work, and how does that good work move into society? How does the insights from research move into society? How do we help people and communities and others decide on ways that they manage the environment? I think having interpreters that understand both the science side of the equation, where knowledge came from, and how that then moves into action, into either policy action on the state side or into human action, communities. I think those are important interpreters.
Sea Grant is an honest broker.
So an honest broker of policy alternatives helps stakeholders identify what information is relevant for the decisions, for the issues that they're working on, and how to use that information to consider and expand and choose policy options that would be consistent with what their goals are. We enable them to make informed choices.
We're always working with partners. A lot of partners. For 50 years, National Sea Grant has been finding solutions to problems, like maintaining healthy ecosystems, by educating stakeholders on how to take action to prevent the spread of aquatic invasive species. For example, boaters can help stop invasive species by learning how to clean their boats. And if anglers want to help, they can stop the spread by using legal bait. Another way is by reconstructing reefs destroyed during construction of shipping channels. This has allowed for spawning of lake sturgeon and other native fish in the Detroit River and Lake St. Clair. We also want visitors and Michiganders to enjoy these healthy ecosystems, so we offer water trails. We did this by facilitating development of many local blueways all around the Detroit area. We also helped organize the Michigan Trails Advisory Committee. We're also looking to find solutions for better practices to sustainable fisheries and aquaculture by teaching safe seafood production processes in order to increase revenue for commercial fisheries and value-added fishing products. Also to promote a consistent aquaculture production, which meets more than half the world's demand for seafood. We also want to teach practices to stop the spread of aquatic invasive species. A better way to promote sustainable fisheries and aquaculture is by involving anglers as citizen scientists.
This is perfect. This one has an adipose fin, so that's a wild fish, and this one doesn't, so that's a stock fish.
I also want to share fishery knowledge and science at various workshops to provide big picture context of what is happening in the Great Lakes to recreational and commercial fisheries, as well as to facilitate interactions between fishery stakeholders, managers, and scientists. We also want to find solutions on how to have more resilient communities and better the economy by helping Southeast Michigan to develop and preserve green infrastructure. By doing so, we would restore inland lakes and streams, as well as improve air and water quality. Green infrastructure is also important to manage stormwater and its impact on water quality and infrastructure. We also increase awareness for communities to have resiliency plans to prepare for and respond to impacts of extreme storms. Our Coastal Storm Resiliency Project offers communities decision-making tools to help identify where their needs are. Sea Grant has also enabled communities with small harbors to envision the future to promote economic growth and a better quality of life. This was done by our Sustainable Small Harbors program, and it helped identify strengths and weaknesses of various waterfronts. The final reports we issued were actually used to garner financial support for the community plan. We look for solutions to spread more environmental literacy and promote workforce development. This can be done by providing educational opportunities for youth and adults to enhance Great Lakes literacy and career opportunities.
Well, truthfully, the reason why I started this is because I went to a presentation that Sea Grants had put on, and it was titled The Future of Great Lakes Fisheries. But what I gleaned out of that was that it really, the important part wasn't the future of the Great Lakes fisheries, it was the importance of aquaculture in the future. And because of that, I had always had an interest in aquaculture. That spurred me on to look for sites where we could develop a farm to raise fish.
Also, our drill conductor training gives commercial fishery captains critical and required training. More leisurely activities like the summer discovery cruises let youth and adults experience the lakes firsthand. By spreading the idea of place-based education, we help create community partnerships. And the 4-H Great Lakes Natural Resources Camp is fun, exciting, and filled with science in order to excite students. All of this, and I mean all of this, is done by our dedicated and award-winning team.
Admire the work that it does. It's hard to take science and interpret it. It's hard to build capacity in communities. So the communication side, the science side, the research side, all those things have to work together. And Sea Grant has always had a way to meld those pieces.
We are Michigan Sea Grant.